Karibuni kutoka break, and if you're just joining us, kipindi ni Ladies Night on BTV, and we've been here kutoka 7:30 na tunatoka 9:30. And of course, my name is Laura Mbatha, and just a brief reminder, tuko na Remy, Wendy, and another panelist that to join. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Maybe just introduce yourself, and then we can give people a brief discussion.
Okay, my name is Dee Kamau. I am a digital content creator, which I lean towards makeup and skincare.
Skincare. So, makeup and skincare, these are things that go hand in hand. But sometimes the thing that I think Sue gets wrongly, we use makeup to cover up for not doing skincare. So what's your take on, like you said, makeup and skincare? So what do you do in makeup and skincare as well?
What do I do in makeup? Mostly, actually, how I got into skincare is because I got so frustrated with makeup. It wasn't covering my skin issues. So I had to now go back and start from the base, which is the canvas, which is the skin. And then now I can enjoy doing makeup. So what I do basically on a daily basis is just encourage women to take care of their skin so that they can enjoy makeup. Makeup is supposed to be fun and not something that you use to cover up maybe your imperfections. And so that way, if you take care of your skin, then you get to enjoy makeup.
So in terms of skincare, una suggest products and you have your own products that you advise people to use?
On the most part, I actually just tell them how to take care of the skin, like to focus on skin health, as opposed to products. And you find that a lot of ladies actually just want to focus on flawless skin as opposed to skin health. So on a daily basis, I'm just encouraging people to take care of their skin, things like sleep better, drink water, wear sunscreen, and then that way products can just be a supplement.
Yeah. When I was doing a pageant, we were being asked, what do you do for your skin? What do you do for your skin? Of course, I felt attacked, but I forgave them. There was a chick who came up and said, you wash your skin in mineral water. First in my head, and so she was asked mineral water again, I'm carrying it. In my head, I'm thinking, you're telling me to wash my face with mineral water. What's your take on this in terms of skincare?
It's true that sometimes the water composition that we have...
Yes, and this is a pool with very good skin, by the way.
We have is can be a bit unstable, but to wash with mineral water, I don't know if... I've never done that.
It's a bit dramatic.
Yeah, it's on the extreme, but ni pesa yake.
Hata wewe Miriam, surely. Like you had to be exposed. But there are certain things that people do. One thing you've mentioned is enough sleep. Is this regularly? Am I like nikiwa off nezalala the whole day and it's okay?
Just try and get at least 7 to 8. And if you find yourself like your life is just all over the place, you're not able to try and rest as often as you can.
And this is similar, like also when you're dealing with weight and whatnot, like sleep is important. When you were dealing with your skin discoloration, was sleep an important part, or were you product oriented, like this should work for me?
Oh, that is so hilarious. Anyway, sleep is always important, for sure. I feel like the more I've respected that 8 hours thing, at least it really works. Because I used to have that mentality of, I'll sleep when I die. Then you have like 5 hours of 3 hours of sleep, because you're working your head like crazy. But then the more I got sleep, the more productive I was. And hair grew longer, skin got better. I drank my water, like she said, just things were different. So I agree. Sleep is important.
Yeah. And the skin, weight, or whatever, sleep is very important. Was this true for you? Because me, if you sleep too much, you gain weight. So there was a time I was really trying to get thick. So you can imagine how many naps I was taking a day, just trying to get... My issue has been really here, and I'm still struggling, but niliacha kulala downwards lambo nazifinya, so if I sleep upwards,
oh my word,
they rejoice and praise. So for you, was like, my question is, were you product oriented or were you lifestyle oriented?
Well, first of all, sleep is not an option when you're a new mom. Like you don't sleep. So anyway, with I don't know. missed the question kidogo. My mind is all over the place.
Like you remember when we were talking, like people suggest, oh, tumia nyanya, paka kitungu, bananas or whatnot.
To my skin or weight?
Yeah,
or?
no, like with your weight, maybe people are telling you, aya, kula ndimu or stuff like that. Unajua, maji moto asubuhi na blah, blah, blah. Was it also important for you to do a lifestyle change? Yani, sleep better, unajua. Diet, don't starve yourself. Was a lifestyle change important for you as well?
Yeah, definitely. When you drink water, when you sleep, when you're well rested, that really changed, especially to my skin, because I used to have pimples. My skin was never that problematic, like acne prone, but I used to have rashes, and I found that I was not eating right. Yeah, like greens and drinking a lot of water, that actually really helped me.
So I think you guys, one, have very good jobs, mnaweza lala sile mnataka, and two, January does not affect you because mimi niko Indomie straight throughout January to March until I can pay all my debts. But like with you, let's call you an expert because you've studied skin, maybe skincare, the things that work and they do not work. There's things that other people deal with. You hear this oily complexion and dry and is it intermediate? Combination. So what you need to do is not the same. And I feel like us oily people are just suffering because one, our pockets are just being attacked all the time. So what are the pocket-friendly options you'd give?
For oily skin oily skin type.
Yeah.
First of all, a lot of people with oily skin always think it's a problem. It's one of the best skincare. I mean, skin types. Just that they're also prone to acne, which is a problem for many. But in the long term, people with oily skin age better. And so it's just things that you can do every day as opposed to investing in products. You want to use gentle cleansers, sleep better. Also, try and avoid using too many products because what happens, you irritate the skin, then the skin reacts by just producing more oil. So it's counterproductive. So don't feel like if you have oily skin, you have to use more products. Actually, less is more with oily skin. Just do the basics. Wash your skin twice a day because what happens with oily skin, your pores are bigger. I mean, they tend to be more enlarged because of the sebaceous gland. Sorry, that produces sebum. Sebum is basically oil. So I don't want to get technical, but
because it's your time to shine. Please do. Go ahead.
Because of that, your pores, they open up more, they're more visible. So people tend to fight that. They don't want their pores to be seen or they think it's a problem. It's just your skin trying to push out excess oil and sweat. So don't invest a lot in products. Just wash your face. Use a moisturizer. If you skip moisturizer, your skin again will react by trying to produce more oil. So just keep it simple. And and your pocket will be okay.
So you ventured into skincare because you were dealing with something to do with skin issues. What was that exactly?
I had adult acne for like 6 years. I didn't know. I was not in this country. So there was also a communication breakdown when I used to go to hospital. They were not treating the situation. And also just the change of climate was making it get worse. So I dealt with it for so long that I had to now, just take it upon myself to read and research what I can do to change that. So that's how I got into skincare, and I got very passionate about that because I found out it's just small things that we can do, or you just need to find out what works for you.
Yeah.
Because if you don't take the time to understand your skin, it will just be a continuous struggle. So it's just that I was so excited when I found out, what I can do to stop it. And it took me so many years to just find out this small thing and sort it and then just keep moving. So that's why I want to just see what I can do to help women just get out of that.
And of course, like with all of you, because you have this knowledge, there's someone, if not just someone, a lot of people who actually listen to what you have to say. So my question is, Wendy, like when you're giving tips, of course, someone like me does watch your vlogs. Like when you did the nice bob, I was into that. My hair was not very cooperative, but I was very into that. Do you specify like this won't work for everyone? This is what I am dealing with, and this is what works for me. Am I just people following you like, oh, this is my skin regimen, but they don't know the story behind all of that?
Yeah, for me, I specify. Sorry. For me, I specify, and I say that this is what has worked for me, especially in my skincare videos. I say this has worked for me, and it might work for you or it might not work for you. I definitely
So
specify.
you give people a brief description of what you are dealing with in terms of skin, like
Well,
what you're trying to project.
no, like when I'm just sharing my skincare routine, this is just something that I do on a daily. So I'm just sharing in case you also want to know about a product, you want to try a product. I think that's just why I do that. Yeah.
Like Remy, for instance, you deal with hyperpigmentation, and okay, like acne scars and hyperpigmentation are along the same plane, but when you're probably like you've discovered a product, maybe like you said black soap, maybe for me, for someone with dry skin, maybe black soap will probably tighten the skin, make it uncomfortable or something sort of like that. Is it important for you to tell people, this is what I'm dealing with? On a daily basis, my skin gets oily, and then I have to do something about it, so this is what I use. Or it's like Lotta just comes and spots your videos like, she looks so hot, and I'm going to do this. Even if I need to burn my skin with matches because she's doing that, I'll do exactly that. How do you go about suggesting this thing?
Well, I always just come from the background of my skin problems and why I'm using either black soap or the shea butters or coconut oil and the like. So, but I've also had to go through and do a lot of research, because sometimes you look at some people and you watch their vlogs or you just read articles and you believe that can work for you. I'm sure you've all fallen victim to that, like especially when you want a quick remedy. So beyond just listening, and even if they have a disclaimer that this will not work for you, I've had to do a lot of research, and I've seen a lot of doctors, skin doctors, up until I've been able to get to this particular point. But I would always tell anyone, hey, this works for me. And I would categorize it under natural remedies. I would just say just natural things, like you said, lifestyle. You've also added up on that, water, sleep, and the like. So I generalize it in that way, so that, you don't take it, verbatim from me that I have told you to just go, use, but also research. Because I have fallen victim to people's descriptions of what they use without, even researching about a particular thing. And then I hate Wendy because Wendy is, and there's nothing wrong, even if she's given a disclaimer. And I know I've heard her given a disclaimer, but I'm just using it, So I've gone through a lot of, reading.
Have you had people come up to you and say, ulisudanganya this thing, haifanyi kazi?
Apana, like because it's mostly my close friend. I've never, done a segment for, Remy Majala's skin care routine to be, no, I've never done that. It's just that I'll tell my friends or anyone who asks me, what did you, there's a time I saw you and then you're looking pathetic. I'm like, let me tell you. So with my skin thing, this is what I did. I'll tell you when yeah.
Of course. And like you said, like sometimes you look at someone and we try as much as possible, but I'm sure you guys have your off days. Like I'm sure there's a day you wake up and you're like, you know what, makeup can't help me, a proper skincare routine won't help me. So what do you do? Like, okay, in terms of makeup, this is where makeup comes in and saves your life and your day. When you do not have enough rest, especially you as a new mom, you maybe have your deadlines for content creation. When you're back on TV, maybe you've been working the whole night and then next morning you need to be here and there. What do you do for things like eye bags? Please tell me. I am suffering. As you can see today, I've had a heavy night.
First, it doesn't show. And sorry about that. We have days where, as much as you have information, sometimes it's not easy to execute every day on 100, you might have knowledge, but application also, and life gets the better of you, and you just find yourself like, yeah, you have dark circles. But if maybe in your case, you already know that it's lack of rest, and maybe you're not drinking sufficient water, and you're just burning more than you're resting. So it's just planning to recover so that it doesn't become long-term and doesn't become semi-permanent or permanent. And if for people with dark circles, also it's also good to find out the cause. So maybe I can say a few causes of people with dark circles. Some people it's genetics. You just naturally have very thin.
Like you just given a hard life.
it was just thrown. So there's that, and then people have allergies. People also just tend to scratch their eyes a lot, and then you just break the veins, those ones, and then you end up having dark circles. It's how you sleep also that really affects, because there's a way you're.
I think you should sleep like me. You kill two birds with one stone. No eye bags, and then.
So how do you sleep with your back?
Your chest is growing.
Sleeping with your back is the better option.
Yeah.
So there's that, and just drinking water, and finding out what causes you to get dark circles, because you can monitor. Now I have them. Now they're really severe. It's because this and this. Yeah. So
like the one you said about scratching your eye, that I have a proper solution. If someone is definitely talking about you, you find that person and you're done, you're sorted. But what do you guys do, like when you've had a heavy night and maybe you wake up with dark scars, the eyes or puffy eyes? Well, what are your go-to solutions? I hear tea bags, ice cubes. Well, what's your quick fix to such problems?
Can I just be honest? Like she said, life can come at you. There's no time for, being the perfect healthy remedy. I'll just do my makeup in the right places. If I just do concealer here and here, and, you just put the rest on, you distribute it, I'm fine. And then I'll get back that day on some other day when I don't have to stress about my skin. Because, we live a fast life, all of us. It doesn't matter what you do. So I try not to stress myself. I have never done a tea bag. All those things. I'm like, where's my makeup kit? Concealer is my friend. Yeah, and then it works, and I'm good.
For you, Wendy?
Yeah, me too. Concealer, best friend. Hides those things. Vizuri sana.
So when we're dealing with like makeup, the times during the day you're doing so much work and you tend to sweat a lot. So I hear sometimes makeup shifts and all these other things. So how do you deal with that? Do you have steps where, I'll take off my makeup from here to here, then keep my eyeshadow, then just reapply it during the day? How do you make your makeup last throughout the day?
For me, I have combination skin, so my skin gets really oily here. And the best thing is how you apply your makeup to begin with. So you try and combat that problem at the start, at the onset. So, but people with oily skin, you can start with powder, and you can start with a mattifying primer. So there's steps that really help you. Also, your moisturizer really helps if it's oil-free or doesn't cause excess sweating. So that helps, what you use as a base. And then during the day, of course, try not to reapply. And just try to use, I advise a translucent powder, because powders that have pigment, like a powder, foundation powder, if you keep adding, by the end of the day, it will be very cakey. So you just use light translucent powder, which is the white powder. And use blotting papers also, they really help. Tissue is your friend. Tissue really helps.
Tissue for very long. Is that something you're trying to suggest low key? Am I shining, people?
You're not shining. I just...
tissue, and then you
when it popped in my head, I was so happy I remembered that one, because whenever I say, then someone asks, what about tissue? I say, yeah, tissue is your friend, and I think
my friend specifically. I get the point. It's okay.
Through high school we did
fine.
that.
It's okay. So for you, like, I feel like me and you are probably dealing with the same things, like long nights, early mornings. What was your tip? Like sometimes maybe you're on location. What was your solution to keeping your makeup throughout the day?
Well, a lot of tissue. Blotting paper. The only thing, if I'm fortunate that day to have a makeup artist on location, they'll just do your eyes and stuff. But reapplying the cakiness, unless it's this one of those shoots where you really do need to, look spot on. But one thing I learned, and I learned this from a doctor, there's a time I used to really, like, the oily skin thingy was really affecting me. So he told me, just be calm and everything in you gets calm. Like the oiliness stops, you stop perspiring like a cow. You may be sitting under this hot lights, you're like, oh my God, it stops. So, and honestly, that worked. I would stay longer and my face would not be insanely oily. So I listened to that and I'm like, default calm, like just stay.
Have you ever tried to relax? Like, when you're told try and relax, it's the hardest thing to do. Like you're convincing yourself to relax when everything is just going south. But I really like how you are able to deal with things in such a calm and rational way, not let things take you here and there. You're able to keep a set mind frame and say, this doesn't change who I am, what I'm about. And I can't do that. Like,
Listen,
I think I'll take D's word for it. Tissue is my friend.
Yeah, no, listen, it's not like the perfection part of it, because I'm also not here to advertise like some crazy thing, like that. But is this something I've had to do over time and
it takes
time?
Practice.
And it's not always getting it right. Like, I don't always get it right. I have bad days. Like, everyone would have a bad day at work. But I think what has helped me is never stopping the practice of engaging my mind. Like, never stopping it. Whether I have a bad day or not, like, just that helps me stay, in focus. Or else we're human beings. I mean, if I was an angel, maybe, but... No, perspire, sweat tissue, foundation, concealer, my best friend on bad days, bad hair day, tie something on your head. I'm not saying that's the case right now. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Yeah, so yeah, it's just practice, to be honest.
When there's a fairly new mom, of course, the times that you just feel, by the way, like I might as well just be with my son in my natural state. He won't judge me. He doesn't know what to judge yet. What are your tips like for a day, like when you just want to look good simply and you're just home? What do you do? Do you just stay barefaced among the things you do? At least, because sometimes we also do makeup to make ourselves feel nice, which is one of the most important things. Like you enhance your beauty, you look much better. What do you do for yourself?
Most of the times I'm makeup free. Because my son is at a stage where he's so clingy, he wants to play and all that. So I'm makeup free most of the time, and sometimes when I want to look a little bit nice, presentable, concealer, I just conceal the areas where I think are dark. I just conceal them,
So I don't know if you guys have noticed, there's this fad or whatever about anti-aging. You should start when you're in your 20s, like, so you fight wrinkles when you're in your 20s. And so you find people going for facial massages. Like, do you advocate for such things? Have you ever, like, first of all, have any of you ever been to such things?
Facial massage? I haven't, personally.
Yeah? No. Have you heard of it? You seem in shock.
No, I'm like, why? I didn't even think of, like, anti-aging thingy when I'm 20. I'm like, no.
Yeah, they say, like, your collagen starts whatever when you're 29. So in your 20s, you should really, really try and multiply it. I think that's what they're trying to sell. So maybe we'll come back to you. But have you had a facial massage before?
No, never.
Even those facials people go for, I haven't personally.
Just a facial.
Yeah. Does it include a massage?
Well, like, it depends on what we're defining as a facial here. A facial, okay. Can she say first?
The one that you have steam coming in. And like you're lying down and they put creams on you.
But in terms of wrinkles, do you feel like there's something that can be done to prevent the intensity of wrinkles at that age?
In your 20s, yes. I think as you hit, what you said is accurate. Like when you hit 29, your collagen production slows down, and then that's when your skin now starts separating.
Yeah, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a skin guru.
And yeah, so if you're concerned about wrinkles, then it's a good time to start. And really, it's just taking care of your skin, like I said. Just wear sunscreen.
So facial massage is just marketing.
This is, yeah.
So tell us, that facial you went for, that massage they gave you right after, how was that?
First of all, let me just go backwards. I remember when you're growing up, my dad fed my brother and I a lot of like zile traditional foods. Sa mimi ni mtaita. Kimanga tulikula. Anything traditional ilikuwa inamea kwa shamba yetu. Mchunga nini nini. So my dad always used to tell me from when we were kids, like 10 years old, the body you have is the body that you're going to be using teenage to your 20s. Okay, so it's something that I learned, like it's everything you eat. Like we don't just start working on our faces when we are grown, but the pressure is there because of everything around us. So how do I say this? I've never done a facial massage that told me, if you do this, you'll stop getting wrinkles. In all honesty, natural remedies have been my shindig. Like that's just.
And these are natural. Just rub your fingers into your face.
Hapana, yani as in kosha tu uso. Nilikwambia nilienda kwa daktari, nikamuuliza nifanye nini, akanipatia sijui what creams, sijui nini. That made me break out like crazy. And then I stopped listening. Akaniambia I started doing natural stuff. I even listened to my dad, nifanye nini? Bar soap. Tulianzia hapo. Mafuta zingine, and that really just stopped. So I've never listened to that because I feel it gives me pressure to destroy my face instead. Like I'll just get pressure to now look like
and of course we all worry about aging, but just as a final note, if facial massages do work, would you try in preparation for wrinkles?
To be honest, I think it's a African thing or Kenyan thing or a me thing that I've never been concerned with wrinkles. So I don't think I would.
Yeah, plus my mom doesn't look that bad, so I'm good. Would you try a facial massage?
To be honest, yeah.
You?
I wouldn't bother. Like I don't mind it. I would want to know how I feel, but I really like her. I've never bothered, never cared.
If it's free, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, the viewers, it was Ladies Night. My question to you is, would you try a facial massage if it meant it would reduce the intensity of the wrinkles you would have in future? I mean, thank you so much for coming. That was very interesting. We talked about real things that we actually deal with in our day-to-day lives, which is one of the things that we champion for here. Maybe just give us your social media handles and where we can reach you guys before we leave.
My Instagram is the best way to reach me. It's beauty_by_d_. So 3 underscores, beauty by D with 3 underscores. So let's connect.
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's at Remy Majala.
At Instagram and YouTube, Wendy Gashara. Yes.
All right, and mimi ni wenu hapa KTN Ladies Night every other Wednesday kutoka 7:30 hadi 9:30. Of course, tumefika at the end of the show, but hatuachi hivyo high and dry. Tunawaacha na musical segment, which are the best hits going on air right about now. It has been KTN Ladies Night every Wednesday on BTV kutoka 7:30 hadi 9:30. Tupatane next week, same place, same time.